This is the most hilarious thing ever. So I just went live for like 5 or 6 minutes and the phone shut down because it's too hot. It's too hot in a car where it's literally 41 degrees out. The paradox, the paradox, the paradox. I was just talking about the paradox, right? The paradox of life. Damn it, I couldn't save it. Dang it. The paradox of life is I'm in a car where it's 41 degrees outside. It's not super sunny. And the phone keeps overheating. It's not hot. It's hot and it's not hot. The paradox of life. So let me go back to what I was saying. Let me see if I can tap back into it. I was talking about, if you're brand new joining right now, hello, hello, hello. I was talking about the power, the freedom of really living in the paradox, right? That we read all these books, we watch all these teachers, and it's this idea of, you know, we are in the world, but we're not of the world. We're a soul having a human experience. You're energetic, not physical. This is all an illusion. Dude, I got to get out of the car. This is all an illusion, right? We're not really here, blah, blah, blah. And what I want to talk about today, hopefully you guys can hear me. Can you let me know? Because the phone's literally continuing to die in this car. It's insane. Let me know if you can hear me with the wind. I'm going to wait a second to just make sure. Oh yeah, I woke up with anxiety. Can you guys hear me? Okay. So the paradox is we have to start remembering, we have to start embodying, we have to start juggling, and we have to start living with both sides of the coin. Okay? Which is that I am the version of me that says, I'm Lori Ladd. I am the little I am Lori. I am playing these roles. Okay. I am a teacher and a friend and a daughter. And I have trauma from when I was 5 and 6 years old. And that trauma has played out. So for most of my life, right? And there's patterns and mind control that I'm in and programming that I'm in. And, I've had addictions and all these things that the little I that has been playing in the egoic structure has experienced, and I will continue to experience. Okay, that's being in the human experience. I will continue to experience the egoic structure that wants to keep me safe. All right, I will continue to experience the identification of Lori Ladd, the perhaps feeling moments of anxiety or stress or worry or whatever I feel. That's being freaking human. The flip side of that, the paradox of this entire reality or realities, is that none of that is true. I am literally none of what I think I am. I'm not physical. I'm not the emotions, thoughts, beliefs, behaviors. I'm not the patterns. I'm not the mind control. I don't need healing. I'm not the little I playing out these roles. Right? I'm not any of that. I would call myself like a God consciousness, right? Soul, spirit, whatever you want to call yourself. That's the paradox. When you start living in both of those realities, when you start actually being in that awareness, being in that knowingness, so you're not negating the human, you're not negating the patterns you have, you're not negating the attachment styles you have, you're not negating the fact that you have codependency, you're not negating the fact that you want to heal or you want abundance or you want to manifest. This isn't about pretending that we're not freaking human. We're human. You're in the human experience. We have to be in this and give merit to it. Like, you know, there's this teacher that I listen to, Tony Parsons, I think his name is, and he's he wouldn't even call himself a teacher, right? And I love his teachings because he talks about how we aren't even, there is no I, there is no me shopping, there is no me teaching, there is no I. It's such a high level perspective, and it's true, right? This is all an illusion. This is all not real. But the reason that I appreciate his teachings, but also love this experience of the human, is because this is just as real right now. even in the illusion. This is just as real. This deserves to be honored. The human experience deserves to be honored. And the way that we actually start to have fun in this human experience, the way that we actually start to open our hearts more, to have more compassion and empathy and joy and laughter, is that we start embodying that flip side coin, which is, holy shit, this isn't me. And simultaneously, I'm going to give so much merit to the fact that I believe that this is me, that I want to change, that I want to fix these things, right? Like I did a reel this morning. I was talking about how there are versions of little Lori that I'm moving out of. Old patterns, old ways of being that I'm moving out of on an energetic level, and so are you. And you're moving into new versions, new ways of being in this world. That's the frequency shift. That is the evolution in consciousness. That is happening. You can't tell me it's not. You can't. You can't tell me that I didn't wake up, right, feeling this unsettling anxiety and not good enough and unworthy and out of alignment and crunchy in my skin and wanting to get out of my own body. You can't tell me that didn't happen. Because if you tell me that, then I feel like I am literally dishonoring the human experience that I chose to be in. However, if I can simultaneously recognize that I am actually just having the experience, I'm moving through this experience, I'm moving through this idea, this belief that there are frequency shifts happening in my body, that I'm playing new versions, that I'm playing new characters, that I'm continuing to expand, that I'm moving back into wholeness, that I'm finding God within me, which means that you become some sort of an observer or a witness to the human. And when I can start doing that more and more, it doesn't negate the anxiety, right? It doesn't negate the desires for what I want in life or the goals that I want. I'm just not attached to it. There's no attachment to that. There's no attachment to feeling happy or feeling sad. There's no attachment to healing or not healing. There's no attachment to peace or not peace. There's no attachment to high vibe or low vibe. When you understand that paradox, you will stop trying to move yourself into higher vibrations. You will stop trying to change things. You will stop trying to fix. The changing, the fixing, the high vibes, the whatever it is that you're trying to get to arises when you hold that paradox, which is that I am not what I believe myself to be in this human experience, and I am in the human experience. Both. You are honoring your human experience, and you are not the human experience. If you try to pretend that you have to be a certain way or move into certain things or live a certain lifestyle, you're literally negating the actual WTF shit show of the human experience that is why you're here. Look at all of the attachments you have. Holy shit. Look at the emotions you feel that you don't want to feel. What the fuck? Look at the behaviors that you continue to play out over and over and over again. So what? Big deal. If you hold the paradox that it is also not you, would you not relax more? Think about that. If you held the understanding, the remembrance that what you're in and what you're experiencing isn't actually you, and yet you are so deeply in it that it's overwhelming, I can promise you'll start relaxing into it. This game of life is not about ascending into these high vibrational states where you're no longer experiencing the density of this physical reality. Beating this game is about descending so deeply into the human experience through such a profound awareness, the observer, the witness, that you remember you're none of it. You're none of it. And then you start playing the game. And the playing of the game is being in awe, like letting your jaw drop by the experience of this human journey, the you that you think you are, the trauma that you've had throughout your life, all the ways in which you want to fix yourself and change yourself, all the emotions you don't want to feel, all the ways that you're attached to these things and trying to get out of it, right? That's what happened to me this morning. I woke up in this state. God, it was uncomfortable. And little Lori, was really trying to figure out how to get out of it. How do I get back into that aligned state? And I was juggling a couple of different awarenesses. One was, wow, this feels really uncomfortable. Wow, I don't want to be in the body right now. Wow, the body is moving frequency states. Wow, I want to get back into that aligned state where I feel in a flow. Wow, none of this is me. Wow, I'm being asked to just observe this. Wow, I don't want to observe this. Wow, what would really assist me in moving through or observing this? Nature. Okay, go get in the car and go into nature. Nature just calms me. Nature settles me. Nature brings me into presence. And the power of presence is that in that state of presence, there's nothing to do. Presence is where you can see the paradox. Paradox is swirling in front of you. When you think there's something wrong with you, you're only looking at one side of the paradox, one side of the coin, which is that you are only the human, that you are these experiences, that you are the emotions, thoughts, beliefs, behaviors, and trauma. If you think you need to fix or change something about you, you're only looking at one side of the coin, one side of this paradox of the human experience. And the reason that you think there's something wrong with you or you need to change something or fix something is because you are attached to what you're experiencing, which is beautiful. I'm attached all the time. All day long I have attachments. Beautiful thing about these attachments, how do you know you have an attachment to something? You need it. You need it to feel a certain way. I need this experience so that I can feel a certain way. I need this person so I can feel a certain way. I need this job so I can feel a certain way. That's an attachment. Nothing wrong with it. We have billions of attachments in our life. Big deal. An attachment to something is, I don't want to feel this. You're attached to that feeling. I don't want to think these things. You're attached to the thoughts. Attached just means that you're grabbing it and pulling it into your reality and making it you. Right? And none of it is you. That's the flip side of the coin. That none of this is you. The little you believes it's you. The higher version of you understands that it's not you. It understands that you're in something called the human experience that is full of physicality, full of experiences, full of emotions and thoughts and beliefs and behaviors and all of these things that this little you believes yourself to be. And oh my God, when you start tapping into that, how can you not have compassion for yourself and compassion for the rest of the world? We actually have lived our entire lives and many, many lives believing that we are all of this. Holy shit. Your heart breaks wide open for you. And these are states that we can shift ourselves into through awareness, through presence, through just allowing what is. Allowing what is. The other day, I'm so cold, but if I freaking close this door, the phone's going to heat up. The other day I was sitting in this practice that I'm doing, okay? And by the way, I'm doing this practice with all of you for 21 days in a class called Align 2.0 that starts on Wednesday. We sit for 21 straight days for 30 minutes every day. And we bring ourselves into these states that I'm talking about. We bring ourselves into the paradox. We bring ourselves back into presence, awareness, stillness, God consciousness, whatever you want to call it. And it's the most profound offering I've done. I did it a month and a half ago. And it's profound, in my opinion, because it is so simple. Humans complicate everything. We complicate everything. And we make things so much more difficult than it actually needs to be. The paradox, The one that is awake and asleep is right here, right now. The one that is conscious and unconscious is right here, right now. The one that is in love and in fear is right here, right now. The one that is in peace and in chaos is right here, right now. The one that is in joy and in misery is right here, right now. There is nowhere to go. Nowhere. There is no perfected state that you're going to, that you're moving into. The practice here is to be in all of it without needing to change any of it. And when you start doing that, being that, remembering that, practicing that, the shifts naturally occur. All of a sudden you start to feel peace or joy or calm in the midst of whatever else you're in. And then you start realizing, holy shit, my whole life I've been efforting to try to change and fix and heal. And that changing, that fixing, that healing occurs when you stop trying to do that. When you realize that there's nothing wrong with you. When you realize that you're being human. Big fucking deal. You're human. Welcome. You have a book that you wrote that has all kinds of shitty things that happened. Welcome. Yes. You have all kinds of patterns that you're continuing to play out. You have all kinds of beliefs that you're holding about yourself. You have all kinds of relationships that you wished you'd never had, or you had guilt about or shame about. Yep, welcome to the human experience. You wake up feeling depressed or anxious, nervous, whatever it is. Yep, welcome to the human experience. Guess what? You're none of it. The other night I was sitting with a friend of mine, and I moved into this state, you guys, that was so profound. And since I've been doing this practice about 6 months, really doing this practice, and the practice is that I bring myself into deep presence. It's not a meditation so much, it's just a deep presence, okay? And since I've been doing that, there have been probably 4 times where I have experienced this profound, blissful state where I feel like I'm on morphine. And it's what I would call God consciousness, where I move into such a state of presence that I'm no longer here. It's like I'm here, but I'm not here. And the other night, it was absolute Christ consciousness, love consciousness. I don't even have words for it. I couldn't speak. There was no way of speaking. There were no words. And I started to feel such an overwhelming sense of love for humanity. And I started to cry because I understood in that moment, and it's not even an understanding, it's a felt sense. I felt, there was a sense of beingness of, wow, most 99.9% of humans are in a state of suffering. And this suffering state is the illusion that they are all of these things that they experience in the world, when they are simply this beautiful essence of consciousness. And I just felt, the pain of the world. I felt the illusion that we find ourselves in. I'm in right now, right? I'm in the illusion as well. And I just remember feeling like, my God, like literally God, to be able to remind humanity of the courage to be in this illusion that you think you're all these things. And it makes sense because it's so powerful out there. Mind is so powerful. Thoughts are so powerful. Emotions are so powerful. Behaviors are so powerful. Patterns are so powerful. Programming is so powerful. We are so programmed. It is so powerful out there. Of course we believe all of it. Of course we think there's something that needs to change about us, that we need to fix, that we need to heal, that we need to process of course. And yet, underneath all of that is this most profound essence of God, of consciousness, of soul, spirit, light, source, whatever you want to call it. It's inside every single one of us. And the profoundness is the difficulty in accessing that. The difficulty of accessing who we actually are as consciousness. because we are living in such a physical world that has convinced us, and we've agreed to this. And what a powerful, what a profound experience we're having. What a profound experience to be in such a polarized reality, where we are simultaneously believing ourselves to be in suffering while we are God. And the difficulty it is to access God consciousness or Christ consciousness, or just love, just this freedom that all is okay. The freedom that all is well. While you simultaneously are realizing that this sucks, this is hard, this is difficult, this is challenging. And giving yourself permission to be all of it, the exhaustion, the pain, the struggle, the effort. It is in the pause, in the silence, in the slowing down that you start remembering. It is so profoundly simple, you guys. We get caught up in so much. The world takes us. Emotions take us, thoughts take us, behaviors take us, beliefs take us, relationships take us. Trying to survive takes us. Trying to make money takes us. Of course it does. Where is your lens to be able to see that? To see that it's taking you? That's it. Not change it. Not make it wrong. Not make it bad. This is just the book that you're writing. It's your human journey book. The moment that you can start to change that lens and say, fuck, I got taken away by that one, or shit, I got lost in that one, or wow, I am really in this one. Wow, I really want to change this. And then you say to yourself, hold on a second, if this is a paradox, you have to do this. You have to bring yourself into the remembrance. You have to bring yourself into the awareness. You have to pop yourself out. If you can bring yourself, if you can say to yourself, wait a second, this is a paradox. This is a paradox, which means that there is something else here with me, as me, beyond me, while I am simultaneously in this. Can I at least just pop into that awareness? Nope. Yes. This is how we do it. We don't do it by continually and perpetually trying to get out of what we're in. The more we try to get out of what we're in, we are literally perpetuating the idea that you are what you are in. This practice that I have been doing has so profoundly changed me. That's why I'm doing the class again, starting Wednesday. I have never in my life experienced myself as God consciousness, as absolute bliss, as peace, as calm, and I've done nothing to do it other than sit with myself. Nothing. I don't do meditation practices. I don't do mantras. I don't do visualizations. I don't do any of that, you guys. I don't change my state. I don't positive think myself, right, into these better vibrations. I don't change anything. I allow myself to be in all of it. And somehow, I'm beginning to more and more find myself in these states where not only all is well, while I still feel anxiety in the morning, it's this ebb and flow that is happening that is blowing my mind. It's blowing my mind because I am capable of being in whatever I am in. And in any moment, in 5 minutes, in an hour, in 2 hours, in 30 seconds, I am also this awareness of that I look out and I'm in awe of the world. I see the trees in different colors, like I'm on mushrooms. And I want to emphasize this again. I do not move myself into these states. I do not say to myself, I am now going to find this blissful state. I am now going to look around and see everything as God consciousness. I don't do that. The key is effortlessness, is simplicity, which is that I am just allowing what is to be, because in that allowing, God consciousness, bliss, peace, joy, profound simplicity of the world just being fucking magic is right here with it as well. You find it all in the now, which is the teachings that we listen to and we watch and we understand, but we don't know how to be because we're trying to constantly change and fix. We're running from, it's a hamster wheel. All these teachings out there teach you how to fix, how to change, how to heal. Beautiful, powerful. I'm going to tell you right now, you want to find God within you? Stop changing and fixing you, because there's nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. Nothing. There's nothing that needs to be what needs to shift is the awareness that you are it. That will shift your entire life. It's that simple. It's a simple shift in you're none of it. I'm none of this. And yet I believe that I am. And yet I have these thoughts that keep taking me. And this happens to me all day long. I'm in these thoughts. And I'm fighting against what's arising, and you know, I'm observing. I'm going crazy because there's all these thoughts happening. There's all these emotions. My body's moving in these different frequencies. I'm aligned. I'm out of alignment. All of this is arising. All of it's happening in my everyday, and yet I'm also aware that I am not it. I may not feel that kind of blissful state where it's like this God consciousness where you're like, holy shit. But I know that I am it because I've tapped it, because I've experienced it multiple times. I told you guys the other day I was in Starbucks and I was just sitting there and I just kind of moved into my practice, which is like just being with my body and my breath and just pure presence. And then I just started looking around at everyone like, holy shit. Everybody is so freaking magic. Everybody is freaking a miracle. Everybody is God informed. This is a miracle. I didn't try to do that. I didn't try to get anywhere. And I think that we are, as humans, so stuck in wanting to be in control. You know, wanting to have solutions, and that's beautiful. Being in control, fabulous. Wanting solutions, fabulous. Wanting to fix things, fabulous. Wanting answers, fabulous. But I encourage you to also hold the paradox, what's on the other side, which is that if there wasn't anything wrong with you, would you need to change any of it? Which means if I wasn't any of what I believed myself to be, would I need to change any of it? And in that awareness, does change happen? Yep. Change arises the moment we let go of trying to change. It's the hardest thing we can do as humans because we've been so deeply programmed. We have been so deeply manipulated and controlled that the only way that we have known how to get through this life is to be in a state of control. So it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense that we are unconsciously always needing to be in some sort of state of control, that we have things understood and figured out, and we are making decisions and choices in life. And yet our natural state of being is not being in control. Is being in a state of flow where everything is being shown to you, by you, for you. Not easy. Every day, you're giving yourself an opportunity to recognize what it is that is still sort of holding you in the illusion, the paradox, that you're all of this, that you are what you are experiencing, so that you can realize that perhaps you're not. And it's not about getting out of this world. It's not about, I'm telling you guys, if you've ever done ayahuasca or mushrooms or any of those things, right? You see how powerfully beautiful the world is. Right here, right now. There is nowhere to go. You don't have to make the world a beautiful place. The world is a beautiful place right here, right now. The colors are magnificent. Nature is brilliant. People are incredible. It's alive right here, right now. And simultaneously, here comes the paradox. On the flip side of that is that there's darkness, and there's evil, and there's corruption, and there's all of that at the same time. But if you believe that you have to get out of something in order to experience something new, that's the illusion. Perhaps one of the most challenging things that we will come to the awareness of is that it has never been about getting out of anything, finding something else, searching for something else. It has always been about finding it right here in the chaos, in the battlefield, in the fire. That is the human experience. It's not running. It's not trying to find heaven. It's not trying to find the light. It's not trying to find positivity, love. It's not trying to get out of evil, get out of corruption, get out of chaos. Hey, Phil. It's about, I love you. It's about finding it all. It's about finding wholeness right here, right now, being wholeness right here, right now. It's all right here, right now. The searching part of us, especially if you're on the spiritual path, right? There's this search for something. There's nothing to search for. There's nowhere to, it's all right here, right now. All right here, right now. Anyway, I have to go. I have a podcast interview in 35 minutes. So I gotta go. But I love you guys. And listen, I am doing my Align class on Wednesday. Align 2.0. 21 days. Profound practice. I can't tell you anymore. If you just jumped on, rewind a little bit. I have found myself in states of being that are only because of this practice that I've been doing. And this beautiful, powerful awareness that we actually, truly our love inside of us, our God. It sounds so cliche and so like woo-woo, right? But it's not. It's freaking not. The way we get through this human experience is not to try to be something different than what we are. It's not to try to get out of any of this. It's diving so deeply down into this human experience so that you can realize that you're none of it. It's not about moving into these higher states. It's not about moving into love and light and positivity. It's about going so deep down into the depths of the human density, going so deeply down into this that you realize, holy shit, I'm none of it. And we have this illusion that we have to go higher and higher and higher and higher, and that's not so. Not so. It's the opposite. The more you can stand in this fire of life, the more you will realize you will never get burned. If you want to join me for Align 2.0, starts on Wednesday. The link is in my bio. 21 days, 30 minutes each day, live on Zoom. Replays are available for a lifetime. And I'd love to share the space with you. I love you guys. And yeah, that's it for now. Mwah.